Hey guys, I'm here today with musician Randy Rogers, one of the founders of Bahnbrecker, and we are going to get to know a little bit more about it. Randy, thanks for doing this with me.
Good to see you, Tiff.
All right, so let's get started. Where are you from, and how did you get to call New Braunfels home?
Well, I grew up in Johnson County, which is just south of Fort Worth, a little town called Cleburne, which isn't little anymore. But grew up there and graduated and moved to school in San Marcos, Texas. And
Yeah, go Bobcats.
I'm alumni of Texas State University and fell in love with the area, fell in love with the music scene, fell in love with the heritage of San Marcos and New Braunfels and the rivers and floating the river and having a great time, getting to experience, college there in San Marcos. And so can't live in San Marcos forever, although that would be nice.
That's what my parents told me too.
Yeah. So we moved to New Braunfels. I lived in New Braunfels right after college and then moved away to Austin, and then we came back now, and this is home now. So.
Well, it's good to have you here. You traveled all over. What is it about New Braunfels that's different than everywhere else you've been?
Well, New Braunfels feels like home. It does. I think it's because of the music heritage here, all the live music venues. I have so many friends that play on the road that live here and call this place home. We've all kind of been drawn to this place through the years. And, I really think it's because it's like being on vacation when you live here.
Yeah, it is.
You have between Schlitterbahn, the Guadalupe, and the Comal rivers and the surrounding areas as well just has so many things to do. I mean, not to mention Canyon Lake, right?
Right.
And McQueenie and so on and so forth. So it's just a really great place to raise a family or just a great place to live in general.
All right, fill in the blank. The people in New Braunfels are?
The people in New Braunfels are a diverse group of people. There are older folks here that have lived here for a long time, very older German people that are very proud people, very strong people. At the same time, now we're getting this mix of what you would call it new blood or new money, and some of those people are from California, some of those people are from other states, surrounding Texas. I think so at this point in time, New Braunfels is about a diverse place that you can call home. It's definitely changed over the last decade.
It has. It's grown in the last year, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When did you decide to go into music, and what's that been like for you?
So when I was young, like 12 years old, I could play guitar and piano, and my dad was a preacher, and so I was in church, and I was writing songs. They were kind of churchy songs, and then I started writing like really sad, depressing love songs that were like I'd had a girlfriend before, and she broke my heart when I was just trying to be a country music singer, and so I started when I was little, and then I got to college, and mom and dad were like, hey, finish college, and so I did that. I started the band my senior year at Cheatham Street Warehouse at open mic night with Mr. Kent Finley. And kind of the rest is history. I mean, we went on the road playing 250 to 300 shows a year for a decade before things really happened for us. So.
And y'all are still doing it.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, so now you're on to your new adventure, Bahnbrecker. Can you tell me a little bit about it and how it's different from other whiskeys?
Yeah, so we had the idea to start a whiskey, a brand new whiskey, right? It's not an easy task. Bahnbrecker in itself, it means trailblazer in German, which, I consider myself a lot of things. Trailblazer is definitely one of them. I've blazed pretty much every trail, so the name kind of fit.
Yeah.
And it also pays homage to, the German folk that settled New Braunfels, and we all live here. The founding members, we live here, and so, the name fit. The blend of whiskey fit. It's different because it's something for the new whiskey drinker, maybe that you haven't already established your whiskey that you like to drink. This gives you a completely new flavor profile. The Hefeweizen whiskey that has never been done before, to my knowledge. So.
What exactly is Hefeweizen whiskey?
So first of all, you start. It's a great question because people don't know, right? So you start with Weizen, which is wheat. So we take Texan wheat and Midwest wheat, and then you macerate the lemon peel and the clove buds. And it's a bit of a process.
Yeah.
But what it does is it gives you this taste that is Hefeweizen, which there's tons of Hefeweizen beers out there.
Right.
You know, if you go to Wurstfest, you know there's like 5,000 taps of these beers, and so it gives you this aroma, it gives you this flavor of the lemon and the clove blended with your whiskey, that it really does make you feel like you're here in New Braunfels and you are here in this community and the heritage that is the German heritage here.
That sounds really delicious.
Delish, yeah.
So would you say it's smooth? Yeah, I could drink it being a non-whiskey drinker.
Well, you know, a non-whiskey drinker would definitely need to try this with maybe Dr. Pepper. Like, this is crazy that I really enjoy it with Dr. Pepper. I had William Beckman, who's a young artist, up-and-coming artist, much younger than me. He was over here, and we mixed it with some Dr. Pepper, and he was like, man, you got to call it like Brecker pepper. Like, this is delicious. So, you know, yes, for instance, if you aren't familiar with whiskey and you mix this with, let's say, Sprite or, you know, Coca-Cola, whatever you like to drink, you're going to be pleased. And if you are an experienced whiskey drinker with a, you know, experienced palate, I think you're going to find that this whiskey distinguishes itself from other ones. And it is because of the Hefeweizen, like we talked about earlier. It's because of the lemon, because of the clove. It is something new.
That's good. What's your favorite way to drink it?
I mean, let's just call it straight up on the rocks. I mean, because, you know, I'm no young pup anymore. I don't necessarily need the old Dr. Pepper in my whiskey drink.
You're the whiskey trailblazer,
Yeah.
the music trailblazer.
I mean,
he's got it all.
These days, you know, if it's any spirit, I think straight up's just fine.
I like it. So who founded Bahnbrecker and why?
So Bahnbrecker was the idea, the brainchild of some of my dear friends, Eric, Ash, Carrie, Michael, and myself. Basically, we got together and we said, hey, look, how do we create something that is centric to this place that we all love? We've lived here for many years. In many instances, we've been in businesses other than whiskey together. So we've had interactions and dealings with each other. It was something fun to create. And we also wanted to create something about the place that we love and that we've all chosen to live.
Right.
We've all chosen to live here in New Braunfels, and we wanted to pay homage to the people that settled New Braunfels and those people that came before us that were really the trailblazers because they created this environment. They created this wonderful place to listen to music, whether it be German music or country music. They were the ones that made this place so desirable to live, and so we really wanted to pay homage to them and create something that the people that came before us in this great city, in this great community, would be proud of.
Awesome. I think y'all are doing a great job of that.
Thanks.
So why is it called Bahnbrecker?
Why Bahnbrecker,
Why?
right?
Yeah, why?
That's the question. So Bahnbrecker means trailblazer in German. And so we just figured that name fits, you know, where we all live, and the way that I feel about myself is like, I'm not afraid of anything. I will go blaze some trails.
Okay.
And so then our first whiskey that we're rolling out is Slow River Blend. Obviously there's wonderful rivers here in town. And Slow River Blend is a Hefeweizen whiskey, which means, you know, it's wheat that is Texan and from the Midwest. You start there, and then you add lemon zest and you add clove buds macerated. Mm-hmm. And so that creates this Hefeweizen taste, this Hefeweizen spirit that is the spirit of New Braunfels.
Yeah, it is. How does Slow River Blend taste?
Slow River Blend tastes delicious.
Okay.
And it tastes hints of citrus, hints of clove. It has a Hefeweizen taste, which starts with the wheat. It's smooth. It's easy to drink. And I think for any palate, advanced or not advanced palate, you're going to enjoy what we've created.
Yeah. And how do you like to drink Slow River Blend?
Just straight up on the rocks is just fine. I think it's, it doesn't take your head off, and at the same time, it's so easy drinking that you're going to be pleased if you decide to just drink it on the rocks without mixing it with something else.
Nice. So you've been in New Braunfels for a long time. What are your favorite things to do, favorite places to eat? Like if you were explaining to somebody who's going to be here for the first time,
right?
Where would you send them?
It's funny because I'd stay away from the obvious ones, and we don't have to name those. But New Braunfels is known for several things, and I've been to pretty much all of them through the years. So I would start at the Lone Star Float House. I would go get a burger there.
Good choice.
Then I go over to Fry Hike Country Store, listen to some good music. If you really wanted to take someone out, fancy style, you'd have to go to Myron's. And then if you wanted an afternoon hang with some good fish, I will go to The Real or to McAdoo's. Those are two of my faves go-to. Nice. And then Mexican food. Obviously, we have so many influences here. Besides German, we have Mexican influences here. And sometimes they're both German-Mexican influences. But Las Fontanas is my go-to.
Fontanas is delicious.
I was there today.
Hey, I should have been there today. All right, what do you have coming up personally? Like, are you hitting the road soon, or what's going on?
Yeah, well, we always hit the road. We call it the Never-Ending Tour. For the last 21 years, we've been on the road nonstop. And so, I can tell you this weekend is Bozeman, Boise, Idaho, and then Helix, Oregon. And then the next week is, similar. It's just never ending. So luckily we're getting to play shows again, which I know everybody's been asking me about that. So it's nice to be on the road again. We have a brand new record that's going to come out next year. Brand new single that's coming out in a month, and the band is still going strong. Same 5 guys for the last 19 years. We're still friends, and luckily we're all healthy, which is great. Our families are doing great, and we're just back on the road. The time off was nice. The time off helped me work on this project. It helped me work on Bahnbrecker. It helped me work on Slow River Blend, and we've got some other things in the pipe with our company, Bahnbrecker, coming down. We'll announce those things soon.
Yes.
So I think a lot to be excited about. It feels good to be back at work.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back at work.
Heck yeah.
All right, well, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Yeah. Good to see you.
You too.